Hi,
Hello.
this is Pam and Kathy again, and I'm going to show you my head tension relief routine. I'm going to use our lovely Kathy as a model, okay? And I'm going to show you what I do to myself or what I do to help other people. When I'm in a class, I always ask if anybody has any head tension, and generally there's at least one person, if not more, and I will do this routine to them, and they love the results. So what I generally do is I ask them to take down some of their clothing because I'm going to be touching them, and obviously I have to touch them. So the first thing that I use is frankincense. Frankincense is the king of all oils. It has very strong.
It supports a proper inflammatory response.
That's right. It supports.
There you go.
It's a very strong oil that supports the proper inflammatory response in her. So I'm going to put this right here at the base of her neck. So I'm going to have her lean forward. And I'm just gonna, I ended up actually getting 3 drops on there. I normally only do 2. I got her hair a little bit wet. Generally, this isn't going to hurt the hair very much because I'm not doing a lot of that. Now, so the first thing I do obviously is that. Now, the next one I use.
And why do you use frankincense first?
Well, frankincense I just love the aroma, first of all. It's very opening. It helps to open us up. It's the king of all oils. I just put so much faith in frankincense because it has so many amazing results. And why do I put it right here at the base of the skull? Because this is the super highway to the brain. It's also, if you have tension headaches, a lot of times it's because the area here is so tense that it's not allowing proper blood flow. And so we're going to encourage proper blood flow right there.
And it's an enhancing oil.
Yes.
So it enhances.
That's
so
right.
When you use frankincense first, it enhances the work of the other oils.
Yes, it will. That's absolutely right. So the next one I use is going to be peppermint. Now this, I'm going to have to mess her hair up just a little bit, but depending on the headache, depending on the head tension and the what I'm feeling in there, I might use 3 drops if it's not too much, or I might use 5 drops if it's really a bugger. So I just kind of split the hair open a little bit, and I put 1 drop there, and then I rub it around a little bit. Now, what is one thing that helps with tension? It's massage, right? So our head has many areas of places that when you touch them and you rub over them, it helps to relieve tension. There's so many spots on our head. So I'm also being very careful not to get this in her eyes, because what does peppermint do when it gets in your eyes?
Ow!
Yeah, big time ow, right? So is this feeling okay, Kathy?
Yeah, you can do that all day, Pam.
I love getting my scalp. When you go and you get your hair cut, and they do a nice little massage when they're washing your hair. Oh, doesn't that just feel so good?
Mm-hmm.
So now I have peppermint oil all over my fingertips. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from the temple along the hairline with the oil that's on my fingertips, and I'm just going to do a little massage right along the hairline. Again, I'm staying away from the eyes because that will hurt. And massaging these temples just in a nice circular motion really helps too. Okay?
And you can do that to yourself too,
yes.
right?
Well, yes, I do this to myself when I'm doing it. I'm doing this whole thing to myself. So now another thing that I do after the peppermint, sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's all I have to do, and the relief is there. But sometimes it's not. So then I take deep blue essential oil. Deep blue essential oil is a blend, and it has it just really helps to relieve discomfort in the area that you put it on. So most of the time, these occipital muscles right here that are at the base of the skull, right here, those are where a lot of the tension lies. And so if I can just take, I'll put like a drop here and a drop here, and I'm going to rub that along. And of course, again, what am I doing? I'm massaging those muscles. Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any head tension before we started?
I have tension a lot in my neck and my shoulders, which sometimes leads into head tension, but I don't have that so much today, but it could have turned that way if you weren't here right now.
So I'm going along the whole base from ear to middle of her skull. I'm just doing this with my fingers with some pressure, but not a whole lot of pressure. Okay, and I'm kind of fluffing her hair as we go here because I'm messing her hair up just a little bit. Now, the next one that I use is Aroma Touch. Aroma Touch is another blend. This one is a lifesaver for me. I love the smell of Aroma Touch. This I'm going to use on her neck because these muscles right here are oftentimes tense, and along her shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to have to go underneath her clothing here a little bit. So I'm going to put a couple of drops right there on the neck first, and it comes out pretty quickly. So I got 3 drops on there. And what am I doing? I'm once again massaging these muscles right along here. That tension is just,
you
right?
can do that all day.
So I'm massaging, and I do this to myself too. I am massaging my own muscles. Then I'm going to take, and I'm going to try to just get like 1 drop over here, but sometimes, whoops, we got 2, and I'm holding her clothes away. Okay, and I'm going along these muscles right here, and I'm going to go down by her shoulder blade and along the muscle top, right? And I'm applying pressure now. Okay, I am applying pressure. Is it too much pressure?
Oh no.
Okay.
Feels great.
So this kind of stuff just really helps. So I'm going to do that on this side. We are never going to leave one side undone. That's lopsided, and I can't do that. So,
and my head is very tingly. It kind of feels like an Arctic blast has hit my head.
Nice. And that helps relieve that tension. And there was one time when all I had to do that morning was put a little bit of peppermint on my head, and my head tension was gone. And later that evening I went outside and it started to sprinkle a little bit. And what happened, do you suppose?
Oh.
It just kind of reignited the peppermint in my head, so it was like all nice and tingly again. I'm like, ooh, that feels good. Okay, so I've gotten along here and I've gotten down here. And so this Aroma Touch, now my fingers, there's nothing on them, right? I mean, but there's still oils. I can certainly smell them. And the oil, so it just takes a few drops. Now, for good measure, I am going to use Deep Blue Rub. I love Deep Blue Rub. How much Deep Blue Rub do I need?
Good, you guys.
How much Deep Blue Rub do I need?
Very little.
Very little. I don't need hardly at all. I used maybe a pea size, and that actually is probably too much because you're going to end up wasting it. But I'll just go over a large area. So again, I'm going to go basically where I did the Aroma Touch. Along the shoulders, along the top here, up the side of the neck. I'll even kind of go up her neck a little bit on the back of her head. And I'm going to go down between the shoulder blades. So it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but can you feel, Kathy, the rub going down there?
Oh yeah, yeah. It a little goes a long way with oil.
And then of course, why not just get rid of the excess right here on these muscles right here, right?
Yep.
So that's it. That's my headache relief or head tension relief routine.
And my hair is not nearly as messy as I thought it was going to
be. Of course not.
And look, I can turn my neck now.
That's good.
Amazing.
All right. So if you have any questions on this, if any of you have ever done this yourself, or if you have any other things that you do for head tension or relief routine, or what you might use. I know a friend of mine uses different citrus oil every time she does it. So let me know what you think about this. And if you have anything different. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.
I feel awesome.